Instagram nails versus reality nails. What is the truth? We're going to talk about it right now on the Biz Talk. Trace, you got dressed up for today's Biz Talk, I see. Oh my gosh, she's going to kill me.
I'm going to kill you.
She's going to kill me.
I just told
you
him.
Look great. I'm just kidding. Jesus.
You see the comments sometimes. They're like, why don't the girls dress up?
Oh my God.
But
I think
Monday, I got dressed because we've been trying to get back on schedule and film Monday.
Correct.
So I tried to look cute. Come to work. Didn't film. This morning, because I have a lot of stuff to do in the warehouse today.
Yes.
I was pulling out this, and I'm like, we're gonna film today. How much you want to bet? And I'm in the warehouse working this morning, and I get podcast.
Exactly. Let me just say this before people annihilate me for that comment. I honestly, when you walked in, it's never like, oh my God, Tracy's not dressed up for, like, we just sit down and we shoot and we go, look at what, I mean, like I'm somebody to talk. I literally was just making this comment. I wear the same thing I have like 3 pairs of jeans and like 20 black shirts. This is what I do.
You know, I think this is perfect. It's expectation of us looking professional and nice versus reality.
You look totally fine. This one compliment I'm going to give you, never expect it again. Okay.
Hold it. This is recording.
Go. You got it. Okay. While we're on the topic, Instagram nails versus reality. Instagram versus reality is always it's a fun thing that we see on the internet all the time. I think this is a fun topic for us because I think a lot of nail enthusiasts, nail professionals, people who love nails don't post their work because they see what's on Instagram,
right?
And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified. Or you've got like somebody getting started in the industry who it just scares them silly because they see this work on Instagram and they're like, that's how my nail should be.
Right. And we've gotten those comments.
We have gotten those comments. And I think it freaks people out to see these like amazing works of art on the internet, on Instagram, on social media. But what is the truth? You know what I'm saying? Is that what goes on in the salon? Is that what beginners should be doing? Is that what we should all be posting? You know my answer. Tracy, what's the real deal on like reality nails?
I think this is a perfect reason why we started the series like real time. Because there is these nails and they're beautiful. I mean, they're really beautiful. And if people have clientele off of it, that's great too. Or they're on a tip. And I do tips for like the Fenty shows and all that.
Right.
They are actually easier to really, you have that really long, beautiful tip that you're working off of, and you make this beautiful masterpiece. And that's not really going to translate so much when you go to do it on a natural nail. So I think salon success and these amazing Instagram nails that they're taking a long time to do are completely two different worlds.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with either one of them.
Right.
It's just, it can give you this, misconception of what your work should look like.
Right. It kind of goes back to art. Like what is, like typically if you have a work of art, it's not so practical, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of the like anything in the design world, right? When it comes to packaging, when it comes to cars or homes, you always see like the designer, the artist, the architect,
the model home.
Yeah, the model home. Or like a lot of architects will create these things that they're just not, it's that practical versus reality. That's not how all homes are built, right?
Yeah.
When you see these like amazing works of art, like these architects do, or these cars that are amazingly designed works of art, you don't see that on the road. That's not what you see. It's not, I can't drive to work and back every single day in a car like that. Same thing for nails. You have your works of art that are to be appreciated for that they are art, Right. But can you wear 3-inch, 4-inch stilettos that are paper thin in the real world for weeks?
No. And that's why I've said in the past, like, you know, there was a time that most techs had all these nail magazines sitting out. And I would tell them, like, yo, don't put those out.
Right.
Those are for you to look at and for you to get inspiration and transform to a salon success nails, because in reality, you're given 4 to 6 hours to do that cover.
Right.
And the nails actually have to be removed before the model even leaves, because they're so thin because of how a camera can add weight and volume.
Right.
They're so thin, they're going to break them immediately. So if you're letting your clients see that and that's what their expectation, that's not reality. That's not what it's going to look like. There has to be a difference. Yes, you can wear a 3-inch stiletto. There's some people that out there that do,
sure,
but it's not going to be paper thin. You have to structurally make that correct.
Correct, exactly. It's funny because, like, I've been to photo shoots with Greg or with you, and especially, like, you know, Greg's done a bunch of covers, right? And I've gone and I've filmed. I think a couple years ago doing a vlog at a photo shoot, and it was like hours, and like watching him like just file,
dude, and that's just, like, one hand.
This one hand, that was one hand, and but it's not reality. When you looked at them, they were like beautiful works of art, flawless, but it's like they're paper thin, and they're not going to last in the real world.
And things that you wouldn't even notice to the naked eye, but the camera just picks everything up. So that's why it has to be done that way.
Correct.
You know, but so that's the little deceiving part, right? Though, is like, okay, I'll do a set of nails, and I'm like, oh wow, these are pretty, and I take a picture, I'm like,
right,
what happened?
Super HD, 90K,
it's everything. Like, I can't even see that piece of glitter that's in it, you know, that's stuck in there. Where'd that come from? It shows everything, and we can start obsessing, and especially when it's your own work. When you're looking at other people's pages, you're like, nice, beautiful, nice, beautiful. Your nails, you're like
picking apart.
You look at them we just did this, actually kind of similar. We were looking at a flash sale items.
Okay.
And remember, and we're like, oh, this kit that we're creating looks cool. And then we looked at it for like 10 minutes and we started picking it apart. And then after 15 minutes, we were picking it apart more.
Again.
And at first it was like,
it was fine.
It was
the
great.
way it was
and
in
then
the beginning.
You just keep picking because it's your own.
It's your own. Of course, we're always going to be the most critical, right, with our own work. I always go back to that example of when we went to the Netherlands, and one of the educators there, she didn't post. She had 500 nail pictures, so much content. She didn't post any of it. And when she opened it, she was like, "The reason why I don't post to Beeb is because look at that right there." And she's like zooming in.
I remember.
And I'm like, I looked at her. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Couldn't even see it when she zoomed in. No. I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
And her work was beautiful.
And we post her work all the time.
And exactly. And it was like, yo, you got to post your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. But it really prevents progress and movement, this over judging and thinking that your work has to be what you see on IG, these like incredible pieces of art that take 6 hours to do.
Yeah.
You're comparing yourself to that, and you cannot.
You can't.
It's not real.
It's not reality. You don't have any idea how long they sat there and did those nails. None of that. I think it goes back to we even got trapped in that when we first started doing IG, right? Remember? I remember.
How can I forget?
I remember the phone call.
How can I forget? Like, when we first started posting on Instagram, it was all like a big process, right? And I called Tracy, and I was like, "Hey, you posted a picture, and I don't think it looks good. Like, the lighting was bad or dark." And Tracy's response to me was, "Habib, these are reality nails. Yeah. This is
salon successful.
This is salon success, and I think we should be showing salon success. And she said to me, have you noticed that the best performing pictures are the reality nails? Look at the perfectly finished ones and see they don't do as well. They don't get as much conversation. So I started, literally, we're on the phone. I started scrolling through and I was like, oh my God, she is right. And instantly.
Yes! The crowd goes wild. Yeah.
The crowd finally goes wild. Tracy.
It's once in a lifetime, but I'm going to take it.
But it was an eye-opener for me. You know, like I learned and I saw this is exactly what we have to do. We've got to give what's real. And if you go to our page today, right? If you go to our page the last 3 years and you just scroll our Instagram profile page, you're going to notice there's no grid. There's no like perfection. We post. I love it. It's chaotic.
It's chaotic.
It's beautiful chaos. Yeah. And I love every bit of it because our focus is in just what we believe are beautiful nails, salon success. You know, every once in a while we'll post something that is just like, it's art, of course.
Oh yeah.
But it's all about giving value, education, teaching, and posting stuff that is salon success. And I think that is so important.
And I think that the most important part is that you're posting. You know, I didn't even tell you about this. We just got a DM about an hour ago. And this lady is like, hey, I need your help. There's people all around me in this town. They all seem to do the same work. My work is different. But I'm not getting clientele. However, I am not marketing myself and making myself known. But hey, what do you think? What can you help me? I'm like, I think you've answered your question.
Correct.
I went to her page. Her nails are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like post, advertise.
Yeah.
So she's getting in her own head.
Yeah.
Like just post it. It's amazing.
It's the biggest blockade or hindrance to anybody's success is themselves, right?
Yeah.
Nails, anything, business. I mean, you're putting way too much weight on like they are going to think that my work is not good enough or what I'm doing. You got to show your work. Yeah. You got to put it out. As long as you're able to be like reasonably objective, right? Not too harsh, but also not too like, oh, my stuff is amazing, right? You're not too high, not too low. You're able to critique and look at your work and say, you know what, I can need some improvement there, but I'm still going to post. Like you're still going to put it out there.
Yep.
And knowing that eventually I'll get better and it's fine. But if you're too high, like my stuff is amazing and you're posting 8 times a day and you're not able to be critical on yourself, like somewhat, then you're never going to improve, right? And you're going to think you're going to get stuck in this like, I'm great, but maybe your work needs help.
I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm posting, but
nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening. Well, then we might need to check on your nails.
Exactly. And then on the flip side too, Trace, it's like if your nails are amazing, but you're like way too critical and you're like, I suck, my stuff is awful, I'm horrible, and you're not posting, well, that's a problem too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's like
balance.
Both. You need that balance of like just improve. Don't get too hard on yourself. Post your work, but I think the whole point of this is not to have too high of an expectation of like my nails should be what I see on Instagram, and on Instagram what I see is perfection. That is not reality. Go to our page again. I love referencing our page because it's not like, dude, look at we have no grid. We have chaos. That's our grid. It's the chaos grid. And I love the chaos grid. Have your own chaos grid. I think you will find comfort in that. Let us know in the comments below how you feel about this topic. We want to get your take on Instagram versus reality. Please hit us up. Tracy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time on Biz Talk.